Hello everyone, welcome back to the series of Learn Ethical Hacking from Zero using OverTheWire Bandit, and this is the level 25th and episode 22nd. Okay, so this is our today's level. There is the daemon which is listening on port 30,002 and which will give the password for Bandit 25th. If given the password for Bandit 24th and a secret 4-digit pin code, okay? And there is no way to retrieve the pin code except going through all the 10,000 combinations called brute forcing. You don't need to create new connections this time. Okay, understood. So daemon is a background process which is running on Linux continuously like the cron job, but not like that. But this is doing one more thing. That is, he is listening. Sorry, it is listening on the port 30,002 and will give our password for the next level. If we give the password for the previous level, that is bandit 24th and a secret 4-digit pin code. So first let's log in. So for that, let's go with this. I am again using the SSL command. So right now I am using this 2220, then bandit 24 at the rate, then the IP. Okay, so we now just give the password for that level. I mean this level which we got from the previous level, and boom, we got the access. So now if we see, there was a port, and how we can connect? We can connect using netcat. Okay, since it is on the local host, so it's become very easy. So here you can see, I am the pin code checker for the user bandit 25. Please enter the password for the user bandit 24 and the secret pin code on a single line separated by a space. So let's say we have the password and let's say random try 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this is wrong. In this way, you can try as many as passwords, but all 10,000 combinations is not possible. So here comes a term which is called brute forcing. Now, if you know brute forcing, then that is good. If you don't know, I can explain. So brute forcing is a method and a way through which you can understand, like it is a process through which passwords can be retrieved through a word list or a number of iteration used. Like it is like a loop. It will run continuously on behalf of you. Like it will try all the combinations from this to that. So let's understand like this. If you will do manually, then you need to give these combinations, and there are total how many combinations? 10,000. You can't write all the combinations one by one and try. So for that, here comes brute forcing. The brute forcing tool will do what? It will give the password, then try this. It will again give the password, then try this. And in this way, it will go on and it will try the password till this until it found the correct one. Okay, through which we can get the correct password. Okay. So now I hope you understood what is brute forcing. Brute forcing is a way through which using a password list or a word list or a number of iterations to know the correct password in simple meaning. Okay. Okay. So now let's make a script, and we are going to use that script. So for that, we are going to use a temporary directory for full access. So we are using bandit xx12. Sorry, again I made a mistake. The same mistake I made in the Hindi video also. Okay, so now we need to go to this. I don't know why. Okay, so here we can see we got into this. Now we just need to write the script. So if you don't know the bash language, then there is no issue. You can copy paste my script. Oh, sorry, not copy paste like this, man. Just a minute. Okay. So you need to make a file which is strip. You can name anything, there is no issue. For example, let's say app.ss. Okay. You can name it anything. Now here you need to paste the code. Okay. Let's understand the code. The first line says that this is written in bash language and will be executed as bash language. Okay, in the terminal. Here is the for loop which says that for I in, and the curly braces says that the data will go from 40 to 49, 0000 to 9999. And how the then the third line is saying that do, it will start the loop from 40 to 49. Okay, and then comes echo. It will do what? It will give data to the server. I will give that also, how the data will be sent to the daemon. Okay, so here is echo the password for the previous level, and $i. $i is a variable which is used in the for loop. So whatever data like from 40 to 49 will be replaced by I using this for loop, and done says you that the loop is ended at that place. So we need to save the file and go out, control S, then control X. Okay, control S for saving, control X for coming out of that script and coming to the terminal. Then after that, we have nothing to do. We can use some commands like first of all chmod. We are giving some permissions to our file which will make it executable. The file is app.sh, and if we will see, then here we can see our script is ready. Now we can execute the script. But if you directly just execute the script, then it is not gonna benefit here. So how we are using? We are using pipelining. Pipelining with the thing netcat localhost 30,002. Then again a pipeline, and we are using grep. Grep for what? You will understand it soon. And then there is what was that? Wrong. Okay, so here it is a simple command. It is executing the script. Then using pipelining, the script is working on this server. Netcat is going to connect to that server using using that, and to the exact port number 30,002. And then again a pipelining using a filter that is wrong. If there is anything wrong, like in the sentence wrong, if there is a word wrong in the sentence, that sentence will not be that is not gonna be the output in the output. Okay, I hope you understood. If you not, then just wait a minute. So here you can see we got the password. Now you will say how we got the password. So it's simple. Now you understand first this. We are using grep. Now let's remove grep. This is how brute force work. It was trying one by one like this. The password, then this, till this. Now we got the password when there was no wrong. Why why I use grep? Because if I am using grep, then it is filtering out that if there is wrong in the sentence wrong is written in the sentence. So that's why these sentences were not printed out. But here you can see this is correct. So that's why only correct one printed. But if we don't use grep, then this will happen. And at last we will get the password. But if we press this, I give this command, then only the password is given. I hope you understood the room. Everything was simple. We just learned about brute forcing, and again, the same thing like how the things work in cybersecurity, the fundamental. I hope you liked the video. So this was all in this level. Let's see you guys in the upcoming video. Till then, stay safe, stay secure. Bye bye, regards, and have a cat.